Parties announced for the record for the state.
Ruben Herrera for the state.
Defense.
David Andre Woodard from Mr. Soto.
Are you Mr. Soto?
Yes.
And cause number 2020 CR 2998. You enter a plea of no contest to burglary of a habitation with intent to commit assault. According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishments be assessed at 8 years in the prison, and the state is opposing your application. And cause number 2020 CR 3661, you entered a plea of no contest to the offense of assault, bodily injury of a security officer. According to your plea bargaining agreement, the state is requesting that punishments be assessed at 8 years in the prison. They're opposing your applications. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state? Defense?
I have, Judge.
Any objections to the PSI report, state?
No objection.
Defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Any witnesses, state?
None from the state.
Defense?
No, Your Honor, aside from the letters that are provided.
All right. And for the record, the court has reviewed the letters that have been presented. The court will hear arguments, state.
Your Honor, based on the defendant's criminal history, he did pick up these felony cases as well as multiple misdemeanors that are also pending involving the same family. The defendant's conduct is escalating and continues to terrorize the family, including the complainants on this case, as well as her brother, her children, and her mother. And the burglary for habitation, a burglary to a habitation case, defendant's alleged to have entered the house through a open window or through an unlocked window. He's shown a disregard for the safety and welfare of the complainant as well as the children in the household. And it's the state's fear that if the defendant were granted probation, he would continue to contact the family and continue to violate any no contact orders that would be entered. I would believe that the only way to ensure the safety and the welfare of the complainants are to sentence the defendant to the prison.
Defense?
Judge, I've reviewed the PSI and also talked to Mr. Soto this morning regarding the impact statement as provided in the PSI, and I've asked him, since this incident, have he had any contact with the complainants? And since the incident, he stayed away from them. He does have 2 children with the young lady. He hasn't seen the children because of this incident, but he has not gone around them or their household. So I think he's shown that he can stay away from them. I don't think he needs prison to stay away from him. Since he's been on bond, since these cases have been pending, he stayed away from that family. Also, Judge, if you look at his prior history, he does not have any convictions for misdemeanors or felonies. He's 25. He is working. He has support. He has family members here in court with him this morning. He has the letters that were provided to him. I think when we pled on the case, Judge, the court asked him if he was experiencing any substance abuse issues at the time of the offense. He was truthful with the court. He said, yes, Judge, I was under the influence. I also asked him this morning if the court did testing, how would he come up? And he explained to me he would come up negative. He has not been using any type of substances since he's been on bond, since these cases have been pending. He is working. He's working as a painter. He's not on child support for the children, but he is willing to place himself on child support so he can start contributing to their well-being. Also, Judge, the TAP evaluation, I noticed that it is recommending inpatient treatment. If the court did grant his application for deferred, we would ask the court to first see how he does in intensive outpatient treatment, because he's shown he can stay assistance with that. But I do think he's doing it since he would need some assistance with that. He's been doing his application for deferred to place him in his application outpatient treatment prior to placing him in intensive outpatient treatment prior. He accepted responsibility for both offenses. He pled to these cases. He accepted responsibility, and now we hear before the court asking these cases applications. And now we hear before the court asking the court.
Right. So this is the court's issue.
For deferred.
And not really an issue, the court's issue. But these are things that I think of. And not really an issue. All right. So these are things that I think of. Felony offense. All right. I'm assuming this is being taken into consideration. Felony offense. And I'm assuming this is being taken into consideration. Of an order, protective order. The violation that's from December 31st, 2019. That's from
burglary that he
December
pled
31st,
to is from
2019.
December 27th,
The burglary
19.
that he pled to
2019.
is
So,
from
let me
December
go in order.
27th, 19.
So he has a continuous violence
2019.
case.
So
let me
that's
go in order.
December 14th,
So he has a continuous
2018.
violence case.
I'm not saying it's
That's
true.
December
because
14th,
nobody pled to that,
2018.
but that's what he's
I'm not
charged
saying
with.
it's true because
Then
nobody
after
pled to
that, you
but
would
that's what
think
he's charged
something would
with.
click. Then after that,
I
you would
just got
think
arrested.
something would
Because I know
click.
he would have gotten arrested
Hey,
on that and made bond.
I just got arrested.
Because I know he
And
would have
he
gotten
would have gotten
arrested
an
on that and
attorney.
made bond.
So you would have thought that something would have clicked with
And
that.
he would have gotten an
But
attorney.
what ends up
So you
happening
would have thought that
is
something would have
on
clicked with
December
that.
27,
But what ends up
2019, he
happening
picks up this
is
burglary.
on December 27,
Then you would have thought
2019, he
something
picks up this
clicked with
burglary.
that.
But then what
Then you would
ends
have
up
thought
happening?
something clicked with
He picks
that.
up the
But
continuance.
then what ends
I'm
up
sorry,
happening?
he picks up the
Violation
violation
of
of the
continuance.
court order
I'm sorry,
or bond
he picks
order
up the
or
protective
violation
order
of the
on December
court order
31st,
or bond order.
2019.
And you
A
would have
protective
thought
order on
that it would have
December
been like,
31st,
hey,
2019.
I need to
And
be
you
on
would
my
have thought
P's and Q's
that it would have been like,
because-
hey, I'd say
and
respectful to each other because
as everybody
they gotta
know,
raise
even though
children
people
together.
say,
And
we only need
as
to be with
everybody
each
know,
other,
even though
for
people
18
say,
years. But people know.
we only need to be with
Sometimes you
each
need
other
to be
for
with
18
certain
years.
children. But people
Till
know.
they're like 25 or
Sometimes you
30.
need to be with certain
I
children.
understand that. But
Till they're
then
like
what ends up
25 or
happening-
30. He ends up picking up
I
another
understand
case that he
that, but
pled
then
to,
what
which
ends
is
up
the
happening?
assault case.
He ends up picking
on
up another
September
case that he
17th,
pled to, which is the
2022.
assault case.
So he has some
on September
issues.
17th,
And I don't
2022.
think that, so he has some
Probation
issues.
at this time is
And I
appropriate
don't
for him.
think
Is
that
he on GPS?
Probation
He is
At this
judged,
time is
and since he's
appropriate
been
for
on
him.
GPS,
Is he on
has not violated
GPS?
the GPS. He is
Oh,
judged, and
'cause
since he's been on GPS.
he's on
he has not
GPS
violated
because
the
of this.
GPS.
Oh,
And
'cause
I'm not the judge
he's on
who
GPS
gave him
because of
probation
this.
for continuing
And
to pick
I'm
up
not the
cases.
judge
Who gave him
Some other judge
probation
did
for
that,
continuing
and the
to
only
pick
thing
up
I came
cases
back to do was
Some other
probably
judge
add the
did that,
GPS.
and the only thing I
so
came
that
back
everybody
to do
would know where
was-
he was.
So I'm not inclined to give him probation. I'm not going to give him probation. I'm going to sentence him, and I will retain jurisdiction.
So in cause number 2020 CR 2998, court will find you guilty. Court will sentence you to 5 years prison. Court will sentence you to 5 years for any time served. Give you credit for any time served. There's a $1,500 fine. Time and money. There's a $1,500 fine. Time and money. We're current with 2023 CR with 0463W. 2023 CR. Taking consideration 2022 CR. Taking consideration 2022 CR. CR 3086 2021 Nightmag number 63086 Nightmag number 6. The following county court cause numbers 632 634 960 numbers 6048960 604802008 6302004 6349987. There's an affirmative finding of family. There's to be no contact with Augustine Olvera, Olvera, Elvira Olvera, Galilea, Gaillilea, Olivera, and John Mello, Mellow. Give you credit for any time served. And that cause number, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction and also affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to your attorney. And cause number 2023 CR 0436W, court is finding you guilty, sentencing you to 5 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with 2020 CR 2998. There's to be no contact. There's to be no contact with Augustine Olvera, Olvera, Elvira Olvera, Galilea, Gaillilea, Oliveira, and John Mello, Mellow. Give you credit for any time served. And that cause number, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction and also affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to your attorney. And cause number 2023 CR 0436W, court is finding you guilty, sentencing you to 5 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with